Hello and welcome to the second bonus episode of the Littlest PetCast. I'm your host James, and today we have a bit of a musical treat for you, as I am going to go in and fully review the songs of Season 1 for you. Now, this is going to be a bit more instant feedbacky rather than taking notes and stuff, because I'm just going to watch the songs again and see what I think and just report on it directly. Hopefully it won't get too messy. But just so I'm not the only one enjoying the fun, I will play little snippets of the song for you as well, so you can get a basic understanding of what I'm talking about. And to give credit where credit is due, I will tell you a good place to just listen to the songs without seeing the animations for them is the channel Sunil Nevla 45. Excuse me, not Novella. I keep getting that confused because they have like a playlist of like just the pure soundtracks. She also has the songs in numerous different languages. So if you're listening to this and don't speak English as a primary language, you can go in and find an Arabic version of these songs if you want, or a French version or a Romanian version. Either way, it's a pretty nice channel if you want to see a bunch of different versions of these songs. So, with that out of the way, let's begin. And I guess for this season and this season only, I'm also including the intro song, because I guess it makes sense to do it there. So yeah, first we're going to have a look at the theme song, and I'll see you in a bit. And for those of you who have listened to the previous bonus episode, you know that is the actual theme this time, the one that they use in the show, and not the one that I used last time where it was someone else singing. That's really the only difference. So, thoughts on this song, I guess. It's not terrible. I kind of like the style, kind of like a light pop rocky song. It very much captures the essence of the show, in that it's like kind of light but kind of upbeat and bouncy as well. And it works for the show. I mean, I don't ever skip the intro whenever I'm recording these. Although usually that's to help alleviate some of the note-taking. But it's still a pretty good song nonetheless. It's very much, as good as it can be for what it is. That's the new tagline of the show. Which one? This one. I don't know. Okay. I do like, though, how the visuals capture the personalities of the characters rather well. Like, you get, like, snippets of what they're like, and, it just kind of sort of prepares you for the rest of the show if you aren't watching all of them in order. Like, I am for this podcast. But either way, this leads nicely to the next song, which is the Littlest Pet Shop Pets, which is from the first part of Blythe's Big Adventure, where Zoe is introducing all of the pets. So, yep. I'll see you on the other side.
Worry, he's got a heart of gold, not very bright, but he's one of us. We're the littlest pet shop pets. Yeah, the littlest pet shop pets. We're the littlest pet shop pets. Yeah, the littlest pet shop pets.
So, I actually really like that song. Like, unironically. It's probably one of the best songs of the season, if not of the show. It's also probably the longest song in the show. Like, it's almost 3 minutes, where like most of the other songs are about 1 to 2 minutes. And like honestly, they do a lot. Like, the song like kind of just goes into more detail about the pets than like the theme song does, like with the animation I mean. But like this is a song just about the pets, and again I think the style matches the show very well. It's still kind of light, but it's also energetic and like back and forth, like between the like parts where there's like a lot of stuff happening with the music and not a lot of stuff happening with the music, so that we can see snippets of what life is like at the pet shop, which happens in the song. I think it's really well done, and I especially like the more like when it's not doing so much with the music, because like you can hear like just the drum beat in the background and nothing else about the song, and that drum beat really carries like the rest of the song. Like, it's really good, honestly. And like honestly, I also think the song is incredibly catchy, especially like because like it says littlest twice in succession. It's like littlest pet shop pets, and then that's kind of like the hook that gets you. And like I said, the animation for this, or the scene that's playing out, it's actually really well done too. And yeah, it's also very well choreographed. It almost seems like the pets practice this, like, in case this happens, which is weird. Like, what are the odds that this happens? And like, what are the odds it's gonna happen again? Like, you're putting in all of this choreography, really well done choreography, mind you, for something that has like maybe a 5% chance of happening at best, until like the human like evolution catches up and you are human sized. Although I guess you wouldn't be the littlest pet shop pets anymore. Wait, yeah, no, this is a serious fault. I cannot escape any of this. Okay. But still, good song nonetheless. So next we are going to go over the song Dance Like You Know You Can from Gale Break, which is apparently Zoe's kryptonite, and she cannot resist dancing to it. So, yeah, I'll see you after that.
Dance like you know you can. You can, yeah, you know you can. Dance like you know you can. You can, yeah, you know you can. Don't forget to dance. It's the only plan. It's the only plan. Don't forget to dance. It's the only plan. It's the only plan.
Honestly, it's not a bad song, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I didn't really know it too well until doing the podcast. Because honestly, I didn't really like Gale Break that much. And that being the shortest episode, you could probably tell why. I was just really bored with it. But, like, I don't know. The song itself is, like, fine. And I actually think I figured out why it's Zoe's kryptonite. It's because, like, the only actual lyrics of the song are like a really bassy guy going, dance like you know you can. But, like, Zoe made up lyrics and a dance for it. Like, it's really well done on her part, if I'm being completely honest. Like, she loves this song so much that she just came up with lyrics and a dance for it. And honestly, it's not a terrible song, like I've been saying. It actually kind of reminds me of, like, maybe Eurobeat music. I don't know. I've been listening to a lot of Stamp on the Ground recently, and I don't know, it sounds vaguely similar. Not entirely similar, but, you know, vaguely. So I guess that would be it for that. So our next song is BFFs from Penny for Your Laughs. And this is the song where the Biscuits implanted their biscuit energy in Blythe for a bit until it mostly snapped out of her. I honestly cannot get away from any of my running gags this time. So let's just go into it, shall we?
I will be, and you know I'll be too. And I'll make three. I'll be your best friend too. Be our friend forever. Our best friend forever and ever. Be our friend forever. Our best friend forever and ever.
So, one thing I noticed just doing this, just going through the songs as they are, without the rest of the episodes to contextualize them, is that this song feels creepy. I mean, I guess it's a villain song, so it's supposed to be creepy, but it's still, like, really creepy. It's like a hypnotic trance that, like, yeah, just be our friend. Be our friend. It's hypnotizing you into doing that, which, I mean, I guess worked in Blythe's case. Like, it like opened her up to the suggestion of letting the biscuit energy in her in the first place. And the song itself feels like pop trash, you know, just like all of the pop songs you don't like. Like, it feels like it's all style and no substance. And I guess that goes back into, like, the visuals as well, because, like, it's just be our friend and you get all of this amazing stuff that feels very much like it's just trying to sell you something. Very much like a Bratz thing. You know, I complained about that during the episode, and I'm complaining about it here. Never escape. Never escape. Okay. Another thing that is very, very odd is that, like, whenever Blythe interjects, you can tell the different styles that are being meshed. You can just tell. Like, the Biscuits are just singing to get something, and they're just, like, not even trying. Whereas when Blythe is singing, she generally sings from the heart, and you can just tell these two people, or three people rather, like one set of two and one set of one, do not mix, because like Blythe feels very genuine and the Biscuits feel manufactured. And holy crapoli, does it show. Although I do have to admit, Francois dancing is pretty good. Like, I mean, it was like 2012 when this came out, so I'm doing more or less the Gangnam Style dance. Was still new and fine at the time. It's still fun, I guess. So, I guess that's about it for that song. Holy crap. I'm just glad Terriers and Tiaras does not have a song. Otherwise, I'd be trapped in that again. So, the next song we'll be going over is still from Penny for Your Laughs. It's the I'm Sorry song. And hopefully, it's not as creepy. So, here we go.
I try again, just doing what I can to make us friends. But every step I take just seems to end with me making you a misery.
I guess I should say now that I could not get a clean rip of these songs. The best I could do is like a rip from the episode directly. So it has like some of the background noises that you've heard, like the popping of the balloon or Penny Ling falling out of a hammock. So as for the song itself, it's a pretty good song. You know, it's a sad song for sure. But, I mean, that's the goal of the song. It's like Pepper expressing remorse for making Penny Ling feel really bad. And, I mean, I don't know if there's much else to say about it other than that. Because, like, it's a sad song. It's doing its job. It's pretty good at it. It's not like it's a bad song. So I guess that does it for this. I mean, I don't have much to say. It's just what it is. It's sad. And, you know, it's supposed to be. I'm being redundant. I'm gonna move on. So the next song is from Rustle Up Some Fun. It's the Be Yourself, Just Like You song. So let's go on to that one, shall we?
Just dress in your own style, you don't need to impress. Just threw out all my clothes, tell me where you got that dress. You can't think for yourself, just say what's on your mind. What you said is perfect, I've got to memorize that line. Be yourself, be like you. I wanna be just like you. Be yourself, be like you. From your shoes to your hair to your new shampoo.
So I guess the first thing I'll say about that song is that it feels like Disney or Disney Channel-esque. Maybe more Disney Channel. Like Disney Channel movie thing, not Disney Channel, like, shows. Although maybe Disney XD and Disney Channel are two different things at this point. It's complicated to know what I'm talking about, but I'm more like, the live action side. I'm not talking about like the good stuff. Whatever. I'm just gonna keep going with it. So, it's a pretty good song, or at least okay. I mean, it's not a favorite of mine of like the season or the show, but I mean, again, it gets the job done. It like demonstrates both sides of like, the song is even like called "Be Yourself" / "Just Like You," so it's like it captures both of that very well. Like Blythe's almost never-ending patience with Sue, and Sue just not getting it and just wanting to be like Blythe no matter what. When like Blythe is directly telling her that you are the best you can be, not someone else, just you. And like, I don't know, the beat is fine. It's all fine. I like it. Like, and I guess I did mention like the thing with the mirror in the episode proper. And but like throughout the song itself, you see like Blythe really trying to both like avoid Sue and try to set her straight, while Sue's just like really not getting it. It's pretty good at what it does. So I guess that'll be that for this. So on to the next one, still from Rustle Up Some Fun. It is Fun Being Fun. And since that's a ska song, I cannot wait to go through it in depth for you. So here goes.
I do not care what's wrong or right. I never floss my teeth at night. You'll never hear me be uptight. That's how fun it is being fun. Don't dot my I's across my T's. Don't strain my runny cottage cheese. Don't separate my socks and tees. That's how fun it is being fun. So much fun being fun. It's so much fun being fun. It's so much fun being fun. It's so much fun being fun.
So, yeah, that was a thing. Honestly, like, it's a pretty good ska song. I don't know if I would say it's the best ska song, but I don't think it's necessarily trying to be. I mean, I guess this is also the first song so far in the series that doesn't really match the style of the show, and it's just like a different song style just for the heck of it. But like, for all of the songs that do that, they're not bad at it. And with this being the first one, it's a pretty decent ska song, all things considered. Like, I like the like guitar part that was just like it feels like you could windmill with your arm that part. Like just like keep rotating it without like stopping. But like the horns are really well implemented. I like the bass when I could hear it. And it was just a really fun song, which, I mean, I guess that's why they chose ska for this, because, like, the song has fun twice in the title, okay? It's supposed to be pretty fun. As for, like, the animation stuff and I guess the lyrics, because they're reflective of the animation. It's like really interesting to see like what Russell considers fun, because like he's pretending to be this wild and crazy fun person, and like some of it like is sensible, like having a tire swing or doing karaoke. But then there's like bits where like just spend all your money without a care, or just get lost in a back alley somewhere. That's fun to Russell, because like he doesn't know what actual fun is, and like it seems like fun is things that Russell avoids to Russell, but in actuality it's just like stuff you do for your own personal enjoyment. And you know, it's very interesting. The last thing I will say is that when Russell is on the street, there's just this woman who like dances oddly and like in place. It's a little weird just looking at it, you know? Like, if you're casually watching, you can miss it, but like if you're focusing like I am, it's just a little off. So, for the next song, ooh, I like this one. It's the Crush song from Blythe's Crush that Zoe sings. I mean, I'll get into it, but I mean, you know I already like the song, come on. But let's see what else I have to say about it.
I've got a new crush. I've got a new crush. Awesome. Soul and the sound of it is giving me a head rush. Crush. I've got a new crush. Singing it out, pump it up, 'cause it's giving me a head rush.
I mean, this is just such a good song. I really, really like this song. So, I guess as to why I like it, I guess I just really like this style. And I guess it fits with the show, but like, I don't know, it seems like better than like a lot of the other songs that fit the style of the show. It almost feels like first track of a Fall Out Boy album kind of song. You know, like it's like catchy and fun and like really just really good. I'm getting a little tired, so my speaking might not be at its best, especially because I'm doing this off the cuff instead of having notes prepared. But I mean, honestly, this is just a really good song in a style I really enjoy. And like, even like the subject about having a crush, it's like really good. I'm like, as you know, I am pure shipping trash, so I like romance songs or songs about romance, and this is sort of about that. And you know, it's just a really good song. As for like things I've noticed about the animation, I did mention the like body surfing scene, crowd surfing, excuse me. I am really tired, and I've still got a ways to go, but I mean, it's not going to be that bad for future seasons. This is the season with the most songs in it. I know that much. Anyway, where am I? Oh yeah. Like, I really like the crowd surfing scene. Like, I went into that in the episode proper, and I don't think I can do it better here. But the other thing I noticed is that this does not seem to be Zoe's first time going up on stage and taking the mic and performing. Like, she does it, like, in one fell swoop. And, like, she knocks the mic down just with one motion. And she knows how to play to the crowd, even if the crowd isn't necessarily understanding her. So, I guess that's it for Crush. So, the next song is from Dum Dum Waiter, and it's If You're a Guy. So, let's get into that.
If you're a guy, you don't need any girls. Come on and let's try to do some manly dance twirls. Wah! Oh yeah!
Ooh, Brooklyn. You can burp without fear.
You can scratch it when it itches.
You can wiggle your rear in your stylish no trousers. What? I tried to tell you.
As you can tell, that was like a 50s style, or like Gracer style, or maybe just Grace style song. And it's just about being a guy. And, you know, it's good for what it is. Again, it doesn't really fit the show terribly well, but I mean, it's pretty good for being like a greaser song. Grease. Just grease the grease. I am seriously tired. Like, I mean, it knows what to do and when to do it. And Sunil constantly messing up the song is pretty funny in its own right. Other than that, I don't think I have like too much to say about it. You can really tell I'm tired because I keep lowering how much I'm talking about a song. But honestly, I don't think there's too much to talk about. It's like a pretty good song that just knows what to do. And it has some funny moments in it. And like, I didn't really notice anything about the animation that stood out this time. So I guess we are on to the next song from So You Skink You Can Dance. It is Gotta Get to the Studio. So let's get to it.
Well, we gotta get to the studio. All my friendship with life will be through, yo. I'll teach you dance moves like she never knew, yo. When we get to the television studio, come on.
So I initially said this was like a stomp style song. What I meant there is like, it's more like really percussion heavy. And I think I have a better comparison, actually. But hopefully you got what I meant. It's like a very percussion heavy song. And one of the things I like about it is that a lot of the percussion-y stuff actually like comes from the lizards like beating on different things, like a drum. And I think that's an interesting touch that like works with the setting. So my better comparison is this sounds like it could be used for a Spyro level, like a classic Spyro level, like the original trilogy. And I mean, I guess being percussion heavy, like it's not out of the realm of possibility because it was done by the drummer for The Police, the Spyro soundtrack. I mean, not this song. I don't know if they worked on this song, but I guess the other thing I like about the animation is like Elzard's crew looks very West Coast, like California-y, while Vinny looks definitely New York-y, downtown city, East Coast-y, you know? And I like how it is different. So, I mean, I guess the song itself, I should go into it a bit more. Yeah, it's a really good song, actually. Probably like one of the better of this season. And it's fun and delightful and just like percussion heavy, and I like how it keeps its rhythm while also mixing it up a lot. So that should be it for this song. For the next song, we are going into Superstar Life from Lights Camera Mongoose. So ready, set, go.
A butler stands by every door. To open it myself seems such a chore. I've got more money than you can see. My Swiss bank account's in Germany. 1 course, 2 course, 3 course, 4. Every meal takes 3 hours or more. Steak's too thick, well, what do? I just pay somebody else to chew.
Yeah, this is a Bollywood-esque song, but it's really fun. You know? I guess, like, it's about the life Shahrukh wants to live as a superstar, but it's not the one he's getting away from, and that's kind of funny. I mean, as for the style itself, it is another one of those songs that doesn't fit the show. But like I said, none of those are really bad per se. It's just weird that they don't keep a consistent tone after a while. But like, it's a fun show, and I can like see the influence. And like, honestly, if you change some of the instrumentation, or the instruments rather, not the instrumentation, it could sound a bit different. It's like, not different. How do I put this? Like, if you change the instruments, it feels like it could be a Western song, I guess. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing exactly. I mean, yeah, like in India is like a rich, vibrant culture, but it seems really interesting that like music can sound similar and different at the same time. And I just think this is like a really fun track with like a lot of really funny and memorable lines. Like there's the bit about how his Swiss bank account is in Germany. And then there's also like, I want you to cry for me at the end. And also like he asks for a dance solo after he asks Russell and Vinny to pick him up. So then he says, like, I like what I'm seeing. I'm not doing it, but you do it so well. And it's just fun. Like, another thing is, like, since it is a Bollywood style song, like, all of the characters are dressed in Indian attire. And I like how each character is wearing something different, and how like vibrant and different like their costumes look, and how each costume kind of fits the character a little bit. Let's see. It is also amusing that Shahrukh is dancing with all of the female pets. Like, he just wants them all, and that's another thing that's hilarious about this song. Overall, this is a very, very funny song. And yeah, So I guess that's about it. So the next song is the Sweet Shop from Topped with Buttercream. Let's enjoy this song.
There's a table at the front where the pets can eat.
Oh, wow, that's a really big gumball machine.
Macaroon, jelly rolls, snickerdoodle pudding bowl. Sweeterific, treaterifics never grow. The sweet shop, the sweet, sweet shop. You have to love the candy shop. The sweet shop, the sweet, sweet shop. Once you start, you never stop.
I have to say, being in high school choir, especially one that you really like, you develop a soft spot for doo-wop style songs or like vocal harmony, you know? This is another just fun song. And again, even though it doesn't match the style of the show necessarily, I really like it. I like how, like, all of the voices have, like, distinct parts, and they are harmonizing beautifully. And, as in terms of the animation, I really like how grand the sweets are in this, even though it goes into Lord of the Flies, and it shouldn't be grand, but I mean, for right now, when it's just a fun vocal harmony, doo-woppy 50s song, it's fun, and like, this whole thing is just fun, and honestly, I mean, I think I'm getting a sense for like song patterns. Like, there's fun songs, there's really good songs that aren't fun, then there are songs. I mean, there's one sad song, but anyway, this is just fun and really well done. I love myself some vocal harmony. I mean, if it wasn't done together, I don't know if I could tell. I think someone else could tell, but either way, I really hope it was done together, because like that's how you get the most out of like a good vocal harmony song. Like, it's really good. So where are we? We are at, oh right. So you may have noticed I've been skipping a few like less than half a minute songs on this. If you're really into the Littlest Pet Shop. But I am going to put one song in that's less than a minute, and it's this next one. And I'm doing it because it's magic. I am, of course, referring to the Howdy Do song from Helicopter Dad. Let's just enjoy it, okay?
Howdy do, howdy do. I like to skip in a circle with you. Howdy do, howdy do. Rainbows are nice and so are you.
Pure magic. Okay, so our next song is the Humanarian song from What Did You Say? So let's get into that one now, shall we? I keep using that as a transition, but it's really hard to come up with different transitions when you're tired and you have to do some actual editing work to get these in. So let's just go on with it.
Tap her on the knee and look inside her ear. Can you see anything wrong? Just scream really loudly to see if she can hear.
Maybe I should play this gong.
Why can't she hear us talking? Russell, Russell, why can't she hear us speak? A humanitarian, you can be a humanitarian. Take her temperature and make a plan, because we need to cure this sick human.
So, this is an 80s song. It is aggressively 80s. Like, unimaginably so. They really know how to, like, capture that 80s charm in air quotes. But, like, honestly, yeah, this is just another one of the fun songs on the soundtrack. And it is just super fun, even though it is about a kind of serious subject. But, like, it is so overly 80s that it just drags, like, the seriousness of the situation kicking and screaming into fun territory. And honestly, that is amazing. I mean, now I'm just thinking of Nothing Can Divide Us, because I listened to the Unmade podcast and that came up recently. But it's like that kind of 80s thing. And one more thing before I jump into a more serious part. I cannot believe I didn't notice this until now. But they gave Russell an honest to goodness flock of seagulls haircut. And I cannot believe I didn't notice that. That is the funniest thing. Oh, goodness. But now I gotta bring myself down, because I gotta talk about the one thing in this show that is kind of for me. So I after looking at this again, I do have to wonder, do the rest of the pets know that Russell might have a thing for Blythe? Because they're asking him to be her humanitarian. That just kind of sounds sketchy. And I'm using humanitarian, the silly word, and it still sounds weird. Like, is that why Pennyling is making a move on Minnie? Because she knows that Russell might be out of reach? Or at least thinks he might be? Oh, this is all horrible. All of this I am saying is horrible, but it's like 1:30 in the morning. I am super tired when I'm recording this, but other than that, this song is just fun and overly 80s. And, like, all of, like, the shapes and colors are 80s. You know what? My favorite part is actually, like, Sunil in all of this. Because, like, for most of the song, he's, like, stone-faced. And that's just funny. Although, I have to say, I really love Russell's flock of seagulls. So, that's enough of that. We are now going on to Missanity, if you please, from Lots of Luck. So, here we go.
She quilts you a blanket with time to spare. Her kung fu fist flying through the air. Her fingers are faster than a swarm of bees. Her legs kick around at 90 degrees. We say, meet NLT, if you please. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, the last song was overly 80s. This song is maybe the right amount of 60s. it's just like an early Beatles or Monkees song, you know? It's just like early white rock, if you will. But like for what it is, it's pretty good. And like it on top of the montage of Mrs. Twombly just doing her art of kung fu quilting is impressive. And you know, I would say this doesn't fit the style, but since we're actually going back to the past, okay, I seriously had to resist all of my urges to continue with the Samurai Jack theme. But since we're like in the past, it kind of fits. And since it's like the right amount of 60s as well in the music, it's very well done and maybe a little tasteful even. Like, I like all of the stunts she does and all of the like crowd reactions to it, because it's interesting for sure. And like this song just like captures the moment, I say. So for our next song, we're gonna do we're gonna do Wolfified. We're heading back to the 80s style of music, everyone. So let's go.
There's something moving out through the night. You got that sickly sinking feeling that something isn't right.
You run to find a shelter, lock in the door, but behind you there's a shadow crawling across the floor.
You turn to scream. It seems a little mean. Knees are shaking, cold sweat, and your hearts are racing.
Those claws, those teeth, who's that underneath? Is that a hedgehog? Your eyes can't believe he's been
Wolfified. You better fly, 'cause there's no one here to save you, and you cannot deny he's been wolfified. Just say goodbye, 'cause there's no place left to run to. There's no place left to hide.
Well, what did I tell you? As thriller as it can be without being thriller. It's just that. Luckily, Thriller is a pretty good song. So it's not too bad that they just did this. But like, it's just basically Thriller. What do you want from me? It's just Thriller. I can't say anything about this song because everything said about this song applies to Thriller, and you either like Thriller or you don't like Thriller. And who doesn't like Thriller, to be honest? How many times did I say Thriller just then? So, like, I mean, I guess I could point out one thing I like about the animation. That is, like, before the chorus, the wolf version of Russell is in the shadows. And then he comes out of the shadows to scare Sunil and Vinny. And I guess I also like the wolfified designs of all of the characters as well. Oh, goodness. We're almost an hour into this, and I still have, like, 4 songs left. Yeah, okay. So, luckily this next one's pretty short. It's My New Tale from Frenemies. So, let's get to it.
I'm sporting my top hat, I'm straightening my bow tie, and wearing my brand new tail. Whoa!
Well, this is a short song. But, I mean, it's fun, I guess. It's lively, at least. It's light jazzy. I don't know. It's not like jazz. It's like pop jazz, I guess. Or early jazz. I don't know. Maybe musical jazz. Because it feels very, like, show-tuney. But, like, I don't know. It's just fun seeing Vinny dance to this style of music. So, I guess that's it for that. It's still fun. I like it, but I mean, there's not much to it. So, I guess that's it. So, the next song is the Lost and Found Box song, which, oh boy, I could take 10 minutes or an hour even describing that, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna try my best to limit what I say, because I did say a lot in the original episode, but, you know, this is for the songs, so let's see where this goes.
There's always something waiting there.
A purse,
A brick,
a lock of hair.
accordion, and 8-track tapes.
Somebody didn't eat these grapes.
But that's not it, not even close.
This chewing gum is kind of gross.
Hey, someone lost a funky tie.
Come on, there must be more inside.
The lost and found box. The lost and found box.
Get over here.
No need to fear the lost and found box.
Okay, it might not seem too weird, but remember, in the context of the show, this just happens. Like, instantly. Happens. Like, I think, honestly, that's where, like, 90 or so percent of, like, the weirdness... No, not 90%. What am I thinking? Like, it's where a lot of the weirdness of this song comes from. That it just happens. But, like, now that we're just talking about songs and not episodes entirely, it's still a weird song, but it is also a very fun song. You know? Yeah, I guess it's in the fun category. So, like, just listing the things that are in the Lost and Found box is fun in itself, but then there's the added benefit of the music, which makes it at least 10 times better. Man, I don't even know, like, what else to say. This is just fun, but dumb and unexpected. And, you know, I don't think it's, like, the worst song on the soundtrack or in the series or whatever. But, like, when you're not expecting it, it's something else entirely. So, 2 songs left to go, both of them from Summertime Blues. First up, Stay Here Forever. So, let's get going.
Inseparable, that's what Blythe and me were.
Actually, I think she and I were closer.
Was it me? Something that I said? Did I joke too much about her giant head?
Oh, Blythe, just stay here forever. Rescue Blythe, don't leave us, not ever.
I think we just need to talk.
It's gonna take me for a walk.
Oh, Blythe, just stay here forever.
So, this is a power ballad, and honestly, it's a pretty good one. I don't think I've had a bad thing to say about a song so far. Except maybe Lost and Found Box, but that's because that song is just weird. But, you know, this song, it's a sad song, making it the second song in the series to be sad. And this is just, like, more impactful, I guess, because it's like everyone. But I will say the Sorry song is a bit sadder, mainly because there's still jokes in this song. There's like them vying for Blythe's affection. There's Sunil blaming Russell and Sunil saying he's closer to Blythe than Penny is. Like, there's some funny moments in this, but overall it is a sad power ballady song, and it's a pretty good one at that, you know? Like, again, I like how they harmonize. And, like, I like the recording studio aesthetic for this song. And, yeah, it just fits, and it makes everything funnier, but also a bit sadder, and it plays up both aspects of the song. So I guess that does it for this. So the last song that we're dealing with is It Won't Be Long. So let's get to it for the final song of season 1. Here we go.
And it seems that you were always on my mind. And it won't be long till I see you again. In the meantime, I will miss you, my friend.
So, this is an interesting one. Stylistically, I think it is fitting in the universe of Littlest Pet Shop. But at the same time, like with the singer being, you know, not a cast member, it feels distant a bit. It feels like they just took an existing song and used it for this, but they didn't. They just, like, made this song that sounds modern-ish. I don't know, 5 years ago is modern, probably, but it feels like really well done, though. Like I said, this feels like a different person. Like, this feels like an actual song that you could hear on the radio. I mean, you can hear Thriller on the radio, but that's not what I mean. This feels like just, I don't know. It like, the mood and the scene it plays over is really good, and honestly, this is just beautiful in a way. But it is a tad odd that, like, it feels both in and out of universe. So, that is it for the songs of season 1. So, tune in next time for our third and final bonus episode, which I will be putting out later this week, because next week I start a job, and honestly, I just want to get, like, season 2 on that wavelength and not have to deal with, like, figuring out stuff when I have an episode released on a schedule and then refigure out a schedule. So, look forward to that, where I will be doing a lot of things. But one thing I need to do now is thank someone, I guess. I didn't do this at the top of the thing like I did last time, but I mean, better late than never. I got a second comment on my Twitter. And this one's something else. Like, the first comment was lovely and nice. Okay, but this one is from at Aunt Christy LPS. And she says, "Thank you for making a podcast for LPS. I must, however, make a correction." And then in all caps, "I am not a mutant. I am the queen of freaking darkness, and all shall bow before me." Demon emoji, 6 emoji, 6 emoji, 6 emoji, fire emoji. So, I guess all hail? But I will offer this rebuttal, Aunt Christy. Maybe in this universe, you are the Queen of Darkness. Or in this timeline, and you've traveled to a different timeline, on a different timeline, the one the show takes place on, you're a simple mutant. But because you're the Queen of freaking Darkness, you can travel between like timelines or dimensions or whatever. And hey, I did say your power was like space manipulation, so it makes sense that you would be more powerful in this form, where you have became the Queen of Darkness. So we can have it both ways, hopefully. Please don't smite me. So that will be it for this episode. Please remember to like and comment on Shout Engine, on Apple Podcast, on the Google Play Store, and wherever else RSS feeds go in there. Jamming out to some of these tunes, if not all of them. Thank you.
Howdy do, howdy do. I like to skip in a circle with you. Howdy do, howdy do. Rainbows are nice and so are you. Howdy do, howdy do. I like to skip in a circle with you. Howdy do, howdy do. Rainbows are nice and so are you. Howdy do, howdy do. Howdy do, I like to skip in a circle with you. Howdy do, rainbows are nice and so are you.
Pure magic.